morning, everybody. It is Monday, April 6th. Happy Monday. Happy first day of the new normal, which is what we are now calling life. It is day one of the new normal. How are you today? How are you on this Monday? It is sunny. Laura and I were just talking about how we are going to pimp out our houses with backyard activities, using curbside pickup and online shopping delivery, because this is what the new normal requires. It requires lots and lots of outdoor activities.
All of them. All of the activities.
Yes.
All of them.
Hold. You're not in my ears. Do you need to be? I wonder. Can the people on Facebook hear? Can they hear you? I wonder.
I don't know. Whoops. I'm trying to see.
If we had this problem before and they couldn't hear you, but I wonder if they can now. Before we dive in, because today's a really important topic.
Facebook
today
says,
is a really
yes, we hear.
Oh, perfect.
Yep.
Great. So then I don't need this.
We're good.
Amazing. Wonderful.
Okay.
Look, you learn something new every day. All right. Yay. Okay.
We are good.
We are good. All right, let's go, because this is, oh, thank you, Miranda. Yes, you can. Amazing. I don't like how these comments are showing up, but I guess there's nothing I can do about it. Today we wanted to go backwards. Over the weekend, we were talking about, how we can best support and the kind of content that is needed. Oh, just to give you a refresher, the last 2 weeks, we did a lot of how-to content. You can find it over on my Facebook business page at Lori Kennedy Inc. You can find it in the video section in the Take Your Health Practice online Facebook group. We did a lot of how-tos, which should give you enough steps to last you months. So we recommend that you go back and do that. This week, we're gonna focus a lot on time management and productivity and mindset, because at least for us, our kids start online schooling this week. And this week we just this is to day one of new normal. And so we're just going to be rolling with, this is how it is. Assuming this is always going to be how it is, and this is never going to end. Yep. So now we're just like, all right, cool. If this is now how life is, what needs to change? What mindsets need to change? What behaviors need to change? What needs to change in order to really thrive in the new normal? And one of the things that I know has tremendously helped me get to where I am. And if you read the email that I sent out this morning, I told a story in detail that don't know that I've ever told in that much detail in public before, where, you can go and read the email. I think it's, the subject line was opportunity or threat in my victim moment. So go look for that in your email. But having a proverbial gun to your head, and I know that's not the best saying, but I can't think of a better one at this moment in time, isn't necessarily a bad thing. And it puts you in this position of being forced to look at the situation and being forced to really come face to face with what you're made of.
Yeah.
Right? Can you think of another? I don't know. That's a very traumatic.
I was trying to come up with something. I can't.
Maybe we should Google that, because I don't know that I love that term, because I feel like that's a real thing that happens to some people. And although we're in a situation right now where it's a real thing happening to us that obviously is not that horrific, but it maybe feels like that for some people who are in a financially compromising scenario, which, you know, is happening for a lot of people. And I was lucky enough, and it's funny that I'm going to say it like this, and I genuinely mean it like this. I was lucky enough to have had the opportunity to invest money I didn't have into a mastermind and community that I didn't know that I needed, that ended up being the catalyst for changing my life and my mindset, which is what gave me the mindset to ensure that I capitalized on the opportunity and didn't fall into victimhood. And, you know, not long ago, Laura and I did a mini series. We did a 7-part mini series where we talked about, funny enough, we should like go back and maybe run some traffic to it now, because I feel like it's super timely.
Seriously.
Right? Where we talked about that right now is the best time to get online to grow your business. And that has not changed. That has not changed. And what we want to talk about really today is you know, why that hasn't changed, but more, you know, going through, why are you here? Like, now more than ever is when you need to do a gut check, you know, and there's a phrase that I used. And Justine, if you're watching, or if you're watching on the replay, I would love for you to tell your story. As I say this, she is the one person who did what I said. You know, I guess she took a shit. I don't know, right? Like, it's shit or get off the pot, right? Now more than ever, it's shit or get off the pot. And that is the best phrase that I can share with you, because we are in the moment where you need to really decide if you're going to do this or not. Because right now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's more challenging. It's not impossible. We are seeing it with our clients. Some are hitting their sales goals. Right? They're making sales. They're growing their audiences. They're getting their programs done. They're moving forward in whatever level they are at in their business. Right? And
big time.
Right? And big so time. Now is when you shit or get off the pot. This is it, because you don't have extra energy to expend in a hobby that's making you feel like garbage. Right?
Yes. Big time. Now is not the time to just have one foot in and one foot out and to beat yourself up over the fact that you're not making progress.
Right. Use that energy to stay healthy. Use that energy to homeschool your children.
Yes.
Because Lord knows,
for real.
Yeah. For real. Yes. Sorry. My mother called. Yes. I have to tell her, Mom, don't call me between 8:30 and 9. Yes, for real. Use that energy for something else, right? And so I was watching Melissa Urban guide her community through a Whole30, which I'm assuming they didn't plan to do, because that would be weird. And one of the things that I caught on her Facebook Live was, she said, your why is going to be the anchor, right? And funny enough, in the mini series that we did, I talked about this anchor technique. I taught you in that mini series how to anchor your current, what's the word? Like your current perception and feelings, right? And fear and all of the things to a previously challenging situation, that if you could have gotten through that, you can get through this, and you anchor to that, right? And it's like, you know what Glennon Doyle, is that her? Melton?
Doyle.
We can do hard things.
We can.
What is the hard thing that you've already gone through that tells you that you can also do this? Because this is hard, right? This is hard. And we see it in our community where there are people, struggling right now with their mindset. They're wondering, should I still be selling? Should I drop my price? Can I even make a go of this? And, although we are operating under the new normal, assuming that this is never going to end, no season lasts forever. That's not a thing that happens. Yep. Right? No season lasts forever. Some seasons last longer than others. We live in Canada. We're used to having 8 months of winter. Right? Yeah. But no season lasts forever. And so, what are some of the questions that we do internally to anchor, but also to really get clear on our why, getting clear on why you're doing this. And this is something that I've asked before, and I think about this for myself. It's like, and I know Laura does too, it's like, if I could, why am I doing this? And if I could do this all day for free, would I? And if the answer is yes, then get on with it. Then just get on with it, right? Yes. So what are some of the questions that we go through and that we ask our people to help them identify their why? And as we're going through this with you, I would really, really love for you to put your reason why, and it can be selfish. It can be that you want to make $1 million personally, that you want to have a 4-bedroom cottage, that you want to be able to take 2 to 3 vacations with your kids a year, assuming that this season at some point will end, that you want to retire your spouse, that you want to to buy all the supplements and not have to have a secret credit card that you hide from your family. Like, whatever it is, as we go through these questions with you, it is so critical at this point in time, today, right now, that you get very clear, like so clear on your why. Why are you doing this? Why does this matter? Right? And because you are going to need to lean on that so hard over the next 90 days, especially. Right? So what are some of the questions that we go through?
Yeah. So first off, why are you here? Like, surface level right now, why are you here? And why does that matter to you? Right? Why are you here? Why are you doing what you're doing? Why does that matter? What do you want? What do you want in your life? What do you want in your business if you are building a business? Why does that matter to you? Why do you want that? How will it feel if you succeed in that? How will it feel if you don't succeed in that?
Like, pause for a second. I just want to stay here. I want you to really do this. I want you to ask yourself, how will it feel if you succeed? And define what that means. What does succeed mean? I know exactly what succeed means for me in my own life. And some of it is monetary, but some of it isn't. Most of it isn't, actually. Right? And so define succeed, and then describe what it's going to feel like for you when you get there, and describe what it's going to feel like if you don't. How will you feel about yourself if you don't? And the only reason that you won't get there, and you can come back at me and be like, but this and but that and but there's always going to be about this and about that. Always. There's always going to be about Lori, right? But always. Lori, there's always going to be that. And so you know, that's the difference between people who are so purpose driven and so determined and understand growth.
Yes.
That like reach for the butt lorries, like bring me the butt lorries, like let me get over the hurdle, right?
Yeah.
And so I would love for you to post what your why is. What is your purpose? Right? Why are you here? For real. And maybe you've never done this before, and that's okay. But I'm telling you, if you don't do it now, you're going to lose your mojo real quick.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right? Because when the darkness comes, and it is here, right? How are you going to bring yourself out of the darkness? Right? I remember listening to something that Tony Robbins did something back in the day. And he was saying, like, you know, there's always going to be triggers. There's always going to be darkness. There's always going to be those challenges, those hurdles, those uphill battles. And so the best thing that you can do for yourself is, first of all, decide ahead of time how you're going to handle them from like an emotional perspective, but also know that they're going to come. That's the purpose of the challenge, is to try and throw you off kilter. And not everybody will succeed.
Yep.
Not everybody's going to succeed in this, and that's okay. You know, not everybody's going to succeed. And we talk, you know, a lot behind the scenes about the divide that we're going to see, that we're already seeing in not only in this community, but just of the mindset of people in general, right? Like, what are we seeing, for example?
I mean, I think it's so interesting because it's so clear the different mindsets of people that are coming out now. So there are people that we are seeing that are taking this as a challenge that they have to rise up against and that they will win against, and they're seeing it as this big opportunity, right? And yes, it's scary and sad and all of those things. That's not negating that, but it is an opportunity, right? It's an opportunity to shift and grow into something even more successful, even bigger than anything that's been done thus far. So we have that mindset. It's very clear. Then we have the mindset that, you know, the exact opposite. This is it. It's over. There's nothing I can do. Circumstances have led me to the fact that I can no longer serve my purpose, my community, my business will close. And that is that. There's that mindset. And then I would say there's the mindset kind of somewhere in the middle where it's, I'm scared and I don't know what to do, but I'm not ready to give up. I know there's a way. Now I need to do everything in my power to figure out that way. That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, absolutely. And if we can offer you this one thing, you don't have to have all of the answers. You don't have to know how this is going to turn out for you.
Yes.
Right? In the sense of how quickly will it take, or how fast, or, you know, you're not going to know that, right? You're not going to know that. But as long as you have that motivating purpose for yourself.
Yes.
And you use that as your why. I'm doing this because of this reason. And it doesn't matter what's going on in the world. It will work at some point.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't matter. And now, I understand that there are people who need to make money now. And that, in my opinion, has never been a great reason to start a business in the first place.
Yes.
So if you're in a situation, and I want to address this because it's important, if you're in a situation where you need to make money now, starting a business isn't your best option.
Yeah.
Like it's not.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's not.
It's not
Nope.
your best option to make money
Nope.
immediately. Can you sell one-on-one sessions? Absolutely. For sure. Is that going to pay your mortgage? Probably not. Because it doesn't happen fast enough.
Yes.
Right? Growing a business is a long-term purpose. It's a long-term project. So if you're in a situation where you need to pay your bills and
Like
your rent
this month, right now,
starting a business and hoping that it's going to bring you thousands of dollars within the first 30 days of starting is not a thing that's going to happen. And I'm just telling you flat out, it's not, because that's not how it works. That's not how any business works. You literally don't, start with your idea, go from idea to profit in 30 days.
Yes.
Unless you sell your wares on eBay, but that's not a business. Right? Like that's not a business. You can put some of the shit that you got in your house up on eBay and
that's
make
a
some
solution.
Money.
That's a solution for
that
money
is a
right now.
Solid solution.
Absolutely.
If you need money right now.
Yep.
But thinking that you're going to start your business from an idea and materialize profit in 30 days without all of the components that I've been talking about for the last decade. And if somebody's telling you that that's a thing, I would run.
Be very afraid. Be very afraid.
Idea to profit in 30 days? No. So if you're in a situation where you need money now, there are places that are hiring.
Yeah.
But I just don't want you to get caught up in the pipe dream that, you can go from an idea to a fully formed, functioning, money-making business in a short period of time to alleviate that stress, because I know that stress is very real for some people right now.
Of course.
This is not what we're talking about. I want to make that very clear. I'm talking to those of you who know that this is something that you want to be doing in 5 or 10 and 20 years from now, that it is your mission and purpose in this lifetime to affect, transform, and have impact in your corner of the world. That's who I'm talking to. I'm not talking to those of you who need, well, I am probably also, but I'm not giving you a solution that's going to afford you the ability to pay your bills in the next 30 days. Unless you already have a business set up and an audience and have the infrastructure, then go to town.
That's different.
Then you can go to town. That's different.
Yep. Then that's realistic.
That's realistic. But I just want to be clear that whatever camp you're in, we are in a season where you need to lean into that why. Because this, this just, we were like how we like to say, we were all just thrown a Corona-sized curveball.
Yeah. And it's going to be hard. And it's going to be hard. And if you don't have a why that is strong, that you can, when it's hard and you wake up and you want to just go right back to bed, or you just want to throw your computer out the window, because you'll want to do that at least twice in the next couple of days, I'm sure. You have to have something to fall back on, or hour, or like, who knows, depending on the day, it could be 3 times an hour. But you have to have the why, because if you can go back to that and be like, nope, I'm going to get up and do the thing because I can't stomach not achieving that. Because not achieving that is worse than any immediate pain that could happen right now.
Yeah. So think about why you're doing this and why it matters to you, why it matters to your family, why it matters to your audience and your community and your clients. And know that we are not talking to those people who are in this for a quick buck. You're not my audience. To be honest, you're not. Because then go sell your wares on eBay.
There's easier ways.
There's
easier ways for a quick buck.
And that's not a diss or to be disrespectful.
No.
At all. I'm thinking of things I can put up on eBay now. But I want to be very clear that even though we were thrown a Corona-sized curveball, you know, that there has really never been a better time, especially right now, as hard as that is to believe, that it is a good time to start your business on the internet, especially for those of you who have clinics that closed.
Yeah.
Right? Your back's up against a wall. What are you going to do? Right? And it's interesting because the last thing that I'll sort of say is that, like, you know, here's a little bit of a reframe based off of what Laura said that we're even seeing in our own communities right now. There are fixed and scarcity minded people who are just going to silently bow out.
Yes.
Because of the mindset of nobody is willing to work with me now, because of the mindset, oh, well, you know, this is way harder than it needs to be, or, you know, whatever it is. And that's fair. Like, they are fixed and scarcity minded, and that is good for us, right? Because they're going to get off the pot.
Yeah.
Right. And it opens up more space for us, for those people who are growth minded, for those people who are like, you know what, I'm all in no matter what. Because the space gives us opportunity to fulfill our purpose come hell or high water. And that's where we're at right now. And it's not always going to be like this, but that's where we're at today. And so having the why, having that purpose to pull you forward is critical. It's absolutely critical right now. So I urge you to ask yourself why. Why are you doing this? Why does it matter? What happens? How will you feel if you don't? You know, and if you're watching in the Take Your Health Practice Online Facebook group, like, I would love to see your why. I would love to see it, because it matters. Writing out your truth gives it validity, right? Putting your truth in a group where there's 20,000 people for everybody to see it gives you validity, and it gives you accountability. So I encourage you to do it. On Instagram, if you want to DM it to me, you can. I will read it. And that's all for today. I mean, I shouldn't say that's all. It's everything. Your why is everything. I think I'm losing my connection. Oh, we're back.
We're back.
We're back. Your why is everything. It's the basis of why you do anything. What is your motivation? What is your purpose? It really matters, especially right now. So that is it. That is all. We will see you again tomorrow at 8:30. Bye, everybody.
Bye.